Hello everyone, I hope everyone is safe and doing good. Welcome back to my channel Trick or Treat with Mathematics. So far we have seen various concepts of binomial theorem. In today's video, we will see in depth about binomial coefficients. It's an extremely important concept for you to understand. Make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video. So if you haven't watched my previous videos yet, I will link it up here for you to watch. So without wasting any more time, now let's jump right into the video. So as you know, the expansion of 1 plus x whole power of n. I've shown you this in my previous video. So it is nothing but what nc0 into x power of n x power of 0 plus nc1 into x plus nc2 into x square plus nc3 into x cube plus and so on plus ncr into x power of r plus and so on plus ncn into x power of n. Right. So you know that these are all called binomial coefficients. This is what I have told you in my previous videos. And these are nothing but represented on Pascal's triangle. So all these are nothing but binomial coefficients represented in the form of NCR. Yes. So what happens if we put 1 here? That is, I want to put x as 1. What is the expansion? NC0 into 1 power of 0 plus NC1 into 1 power of 1 plus NC2 to 1 square plus NC3 into 1 cube plus and so on plus NCR to 1 power of r plus and so on plus NCN into 1 power of n. Right? So in short, can we not say 2 power of n is equal to NC0 plus NC1 plus NC2 plus NC3 plus NC4 and so on plus NCN? Yes, that means the sum of the binomial coefficients is 2 power of n. This is valid if you see Pascal's triangle also. 1. How can we represent 1 as 2 power of 0? 2 power of 1 is 1 plus 1. Second row, third row is 2 square. 1, 2, 1. 1, 3, 3, 1. 2 cube. 1, 3, 3, 1 is 6 plus 2, 8. So, 2 power of n is the sum of the binomial coefficients in binomial expansion. 1 plus x whole power of n. Okay. So, this is when I put x as 1. What if x is minus 1? What will we get here? We'll get 0. And the signs will alternate, because if you put minus x in place of x, we'll get another expansion, signs will alternate. So, can I not say that the result is this? Right? Assuming and putting x minus x in place of x, we'll get this as the result. And if you take all the negatives to one side and all the positives to other side, because we have 0 as a result here, that means NC2 plus NC4 plus NC6 and so on is equal to NC1 plus NC3 plus NC5 plus NC7 and so on. That means, in short, can we not conclude that sum of all the binomial coefficients of even terms is equal to sum of all the binomial coefficients at odd terms? Yes. And if you want to know the value of this, just substitute one of these in this. That is, since even is equal to odd, if I put 2 power of n is equal to NC0, if I take all the even terms at one side, NC2, NC4, NC6 and so on, plus NC1, NC3, NC5, NC7 and so on, and substitute this value in this, that is 2 power of n is equal to NC0 plus NC2 plus NC4 plus NC6 and so on, and this is nothing but NC2 plus NC6 plus NC8 and so on. So if we add these two, we get 2 power of n is equal to 2 into NC0 plus NC2 plus NC4 and so on. So if you take this to this side, we'll get 2 power of n minus 1. So that means, in short, the sum of the binomial coefficients of even terms is equal to 2 power of n minus 1, and sum of the binomial coefficients of odd terms is also equal to 2 power of n minus 1. So the next property of binomial coefficients is NCR is equal to NCn minus R. I have told you this in my previous video. This is the property of symmetry. This is because in Pascal's triangle, the binomial coefficients are equidistant, symmetrical. That is, if you also try to prove, right, n minus r whole factorial into r factorial is equal to what? N factorial by r factorial, that is n minus of minus r is plus r into n minus r whole factorial. See, the result is still the same. That is the reason why NCR is equal to n minus r. That is, how did I arrive to this is, you can say n minus n plus r factorial into n minus r whole factorial. This cancels. Okay, this is the most important property that you need to remember. That is the reason why 10C3 is equal to 10C7. 5C3 is equal to 5C2. See this, NCR, NCn minus R. Don't you think R is 3 here? 5 minus 3, 2. Okay, so this is the most important property that you need to remember. Another important property that you need to remember is NCR plus NCR minus 1 is equal to n plus 1 CR. This is extremely important and they will test you on this in EAMCET or AIIMS for sure. Especially in EAMCET, I still remember that this problem has come. And you can prove this again using the formula of NCR and you will get the result as satisfactory. I am not going to prove in this video, but you can try and prove it yourself. Okay, so this is the most important property. Now let's try to take an example. Let's take 5C3 only because we know the value of 5C3 and 5CR is 3, so 5C2 is equal to 5 plus 1 is what? 6. CR is here 3. So what is 5C3? 10. What is 5C2? 10. Right. And what is 6C3? 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 factorial by 3 into 2, that is 3 factorial into 3 factorial. This is cancelled. 6. 5 4s are 20. So can you say 20 is equal to 20? Yes. That is the reason NCR plus NCR minus 1 is equal to n plus 1 CR. Okay. Along the same lines, there is one more property, that is NCR is equal to n minus 1 CR plus n minus 1 CR minus 1. These two properties are extremely important. Again, you can prove this. 5C3 is equal to 4C3 plus 5 minus 1 is 4C2. So what is 4C2? 6 plus 4C3 is 4, 10. 5C3 is 10? Yes. Okay. So please do remember these two rules very carefully. Okay. These are extremely useful in any of your problems. So the next concept is NCR plus NCR plus 1 is equal to n plus 1 CR plus 1. So this is another property that you need to remember. So this property has been derived from the concept of Pascal's triangle. You know that Pascal's triangle is this 1 2 1 1 3 3 1. And you know that a way of writing Pascal's triangle is we take the diagonally opposite numbers of the previous row and we add these two in order to get this. Right. So this interpretation is represented in this form using binomial coefficients because you know for a fact that all the numbers on the Pascal's triangle are nothing but binomial coefficients and can be represented by NCR. Right. So now that is how we can show that this is true. You can use the formula of NCR is equal to n factorial by n minus r factorial into r factorial in order to show this is valid, or just take a few examples. Suppose I want to take n is, here only we'll say, what is this? 2C0, this is 2C1 and this is 2C2 and this is what? 3C0, 3C1, 3C2 and 3C3. Now let's try to prove this. That means when you add these two 1 and 2 you get 3. That means 2C0, 2C1 you get 3C1. So n here is 2 and r is what? 0. Now substitute these values in here. See what you get. N is 2, 2c 0 and r is 0 plus 2c 0 plus 1 is equal to what? 3c, 2 plus 1 is 3c, 0 plus 1. So that means 2c 0 is 1 plus 2c 1 is 2 is equal to 3c 0 plus 1 is nothing but 3c 1, which is equal to 3. So is 1 plus 2 is equal to 3? Yes, see, 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Hence, this is extremely important for you to understand, so that the moment you see these two values in the Pascal's triangle, you know how to write Pascal's triangle. You can apply the same concept by proving this property. Okay, the next property is NCR is equal to N by R into N minus 1 CR minus 1, which can also be written as N by R into N minus 1 by R minus 1 into N minus 2 CR minus 2 and so. So this property, it's not a hard and fast rule for you to remember this, but if you understand way to apply this, then it will be very easy for you to solve problems. Else you can use the regular properties that I have taught till now in order to solve any problems involving binomial coefficients. So we are trying to prove that NCR can also be written as this, and these all can be derived by the basic formula of NCR, the basic expansion of NCR, that is n factorial by n minus r whole factorial into r factorial. So here, for example, if you take n as 5 and r as 3, we get 5c3 is equal to 5 by 3 into 4c2. That is what we want to prove. What is 5c3? 10. And what is 4c2? 6. So if you cancel, are you getting 10? Yes. And also in the same way, if you try to equate these two, you will get the same value, or if you try to apply this to this, you will get the same value. This is one of the binomial coefficients properties that you need to understand. You don't have to, as I told you, it's not hard and fast rule for you to apply this or remember this, but as you practice, you definitely remember this on the spot while you solve problems. Okay, 1 into NC1 plus 2 into NC2 plus 3 into NC3 plus 4 into NC4 and so on plus n into NCN. It's nothing but n into 2 power of n minus 1. Okay, here what we are taking is, we are considering a value n in front of the coefficient itself, and then we are incrementing that entire term by 1. That is, if you see here, if n is 1 here, we are adding plus 1 to the previous term and then plus 1 to this previous term and so on. It's in the form of, like you say, 1 plus 2 plus sum of n numbers. However, we have the binomial coefficients involved in this. Hence, when we expand this, we will get this as the result. So there is a proof to prove this. If you would like me to do a video on that separately, please leave a comment in the comment section down below so that I will be able to help you prove this proof. Okay, so this is another important property of binomial coefficients that you need to keep in mind while solving any problems. Again, here we have added, right? Now let's see what happens if you subtract 3nc3 plus 4nc4 and so on, and depends on n cn, right? So what happens if you subtract? The answer will be 0. So now another property is nc0 square plus nc1 square plus nc2 square plus nc3 square and so on to ncn square. We get this as 2n factorial by n factorial whole square 2ncn. Okay, so this also is another important property that you need to remember on binomial coefficients. So these are a few properties that you need to understand or remember in order to solve a few questions related to binomial coefficients. So now let's see one problem based on the general term and how to find binomial coefficient. Now let's try to solve one problem using the concepts that I have taught so far. Here he is saying to find the coefficient of x power of 11 in this expansion. So whenever they ask you to find the coefficient of x power of something or y power of something or xy power of something in the binomial expansion, what you need to do is assume this as the general term. That means you assume that this x power of 11 in this case, assume that x power of 11 is a part of the general term, because we can't write the expansion of this in order to find the coefficient of this, right? We have a short way to do it, and now let's do it. Assume that x power of 11 is in the general term. So what you will get, you know per definition of general term that TR plus 11 is equal to, what is n here? NCR. I think we need to take minus here because we have minus here. So minus 1 whole power of R. N is 12. So we get 12CR because we don't know the general term, which term yet. But we know for a fact that 11 is in the general term. So x cube into whole power of 12 minus R, right? I'm just writing the general terms expansion. The general term formula is what? TR plus 1 is equal to minus 1 whole to the power of, in this case, minus NCR into x to the power of n minus r into y to the power of r. If you assume that x minus y whole power of n. This is the general term, right? So I'm just substituting the values of x and y in here. And then what is y here? We get minus 2. Here don't take minus because we've taken already minus as outside, x square whole power of r, right? So this is the general term, right? Now you know that we are considering x power of 11, or we are assuming x power of 11 to be as a part of the general term. That means, don't you think this x value should come to 1 power so that we can equate that to x power of 11? That means, let's now forget about everything. Let's now try to simplify first. Minus 1 whole to the power of r, 12CR. Here, x to the power of, take 3 outside, 36 minus 3r, because of the concept of exponents. We know that a power of m whole power of n is equal to a power of mn. That is what we are doing here. And then 2 by x square whole power of r. Right. Now minus 1 whole to the power of r, 12CR into x to the power of 36 minus 3r into 2 to the power of r, it's a constant, into x to the power of minus 2r, because I've taken x. This is the reciprocal, right? I've taken the reciprocal of that. We'll get minus here because you also know that a power of minus n is 1 by a to the power of n. That is what I've used there. Now, minus 1 whole to the power of r, 12CR into x to the power of 36 minus 3r minus 2r, because a power of m into a power of n is a power of m plus n into 2 power of r. Now what do we get here? Minus 1 whole to the power of r, 12CR into x to the power of 36 minus 5r into 2 power of r. Okay, now here the x power is this one, and we've assumed that x power of 11 will be in the general term, right? So don't you think we need to equate the powers because bases are equal? Yes. So now what we will do is x power of 11 is equal to x power of 36 minus 5r, because we assume that 11 will be in general term, right? So that means r should be of one value in such a way that x power of 11 will be as a part of this term. General term is nothing but the term where, in here, the term where we want x power of 11 to be present. We don't know the term, which term it's present, right? Now we are trying to find it out. So 11 is equal to 36 minus 5r. So 5r is equal to 25, 36 minus 11, and r is equal to 5. That means, don't you think that the sixth term of this expansion has x power of 11 as the power? Yes. So here we have deduced that r is equal to 5. So TR plus 1 is what? Minus 1 whole to the power of 5, 12C5. Here I can directly substitute x to the power of 11 into 2 to the power of 5. Yes, so that means minus 1 whole to the power of 5 is minus 12C5 into 2 to the power of 5 into x to the power of 11. So the coefficient of x power of 11 in the expansion of this is not this, because it's the coefficient, this is the variable, right? So x power of 11 we got it here directly, and we have just substituted r as 5 in this. Okay, so now let's try to find out this value. 12C5 is what? 12 factorial by 7 factorial into 5 factorial. I'm just writing directly because you know the formula already. Just substitute, just calculate the value. So 12 into 11 into 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 factorial by 7 factorial into 125 factorial is 120. I just put in directly, that's it. So we get here as 72 into 11. So this is nothing but 70. So this is nothing but, this value is nothing but minus 72 into 11 into 32. So the answer that we get is minus 25344. Okay, so this is how you find the coefficient of some x to the power, coefficient of any term in this expansion using the process that I've just taught you. This is also a possibility, and this question, such kind of questions might occur in your exams. I hope you understood how we need to find out. Okay, I hope you understood the concepts taught in today's video, and if you want me to derive or prove any results, any known results, please let me know in the comment section down below so that I'll help you prove them and help you understand them more in detail. But for now, I think this is sufficient for you to move forward with binomial theorem. So if you like my video, I request you to please like, share and subscribe to my channel and ring the bell notification down below so that you will never miss an update from me. Please do share my channel as much as you can, and please help me grow on this platform. So I will see you all in my next video. Until then, I hope you have a safe day and a wonderful week ahead. Bye.